Welcome, everyone. My name is Lester Torres, and this is my podcast, Unlock the Mind. This is episode 1, where the topic is Hypnosis 101, what it is, what it isn't, and why it might change your life. Now, before I continue, I do want to let you guys know that I made a video a long time ago, and unfortunately, I have not made another video since. So, this is episode 1. I'm making a comeback, very strong. I will be making at least 1 or 2 videos a week, just dwelling into different things on what hypnosis is and how it can help you, and maybe even go into a little bit more on things you might put in the comments. So feel free to let me know what it is you would like to know about hypnosis, how it can help you with just about anything, to be honest, because the power of the mind is the most powerful thing on earth. To me, it's the most supercomputer on earth. And another thing to let you guys know is that my videos are very organic and very raw. There is very limited editing on my videos because I think that showing you guys who I am and being true to myself is more important than just reading off a script or just trying to follow what other people do. So bear with me. There will be mistakes. There will be um, times where I have to collect my words, but know that it is all coming from my heart and from my intuition. Thank you. So let's proceed. So, who am I and why does it matter? So, I am a board certified hypnotherapist with many holistic modalities. I'm also an ISSA certified personal trainer with a nutritional certification, mind body alignment coach, but most importantly, and the number one thing in my life is that I am a Christian man who knows that the only reason I get to guide others is because of my Heavenly Father blessing me with these tools. I give him all the glory. I take no ego and say that I did something. So just know that about me. I use all the tools that I've been given to help you walk in your divine design. So now, while most of my clients are high performers, athletes, creators, couples, entrepreneurs, and anyone who knows that they were built for more, they just feel stuck in this loop. So let's kick off with something very powerful. Let's talk about that one word that is misunderstood, misused, and quite frankly, feared by most people: hypnosis. So let's delve into what hypnosis isn't. It is not mind control. You cannot put someone under hypnosis and just have a full control of that person. That is not how it works. Now, granted, there are certain things that hypnosis is used for the wrong. Like, for example, when you're watching TV and you see an ad and you see a very nice juicy burger, now you want to go have a burger. That is hypnosis, because that you're going into a small trance, you're accepting that suggestibility, and now your body accepts that, yes, I do want to go eat a burger. So that is somewhat of a mind control, but again, not exactly, because you still have willpower, you still have your conscious mind that you go back and forth with. I'll explain that here in a few minutes. So it is also not just stage tricks. It is not about clucking like a chicken. Although these things are true, they that is not what it's for. And the only reason that works is because the hypnotist, before the show starts, does a suggestibility test and sees who falls into the line of being a somnambulist, um, suggestible person. A somnambulist person is someone that's extremely easy to hypnotize. They can go into a trance like this, and other people are more of a they take things literal, while other people take things more inferred, or they question things. So all in all, everyone is hypnotizable. It doesn't matter if you are a rocket scientist or you are the person that says that no, I cannot get hypnotized. When someone does a suggestibility test on you, you will. That is what they know, how to talk to the subconscious mind if they've been trained properly. So now, all that is entertainment. So what I do is transformational. Hollywood and pop culture has made hypnosis this weird, mystical, manipulative thing, but I'm here to tell you that it is none of that. In fact, you've probably been hypnotized today. So let's think about this. Were you driving today and couldn't remember how you got there? Were you zoned out by scrolling on your phone? Then you look at the clock and it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes later. Have you ever cried during a movie because you felt like it was your own life or this connection to that actor? That's all a trance. That is hypnosis. It's not weird, it's something natural. We're either hypnotized by our environment, um, by things people say, or like I said earlier, by ads, movies, music. Anything can put you in a small trance. Even going to the gym and working out, you got to put yourself into this state. To go to sleep at night, you need to put yourself in this very deep hypnotic state to go and get some sleep. So now let's move on. What hypnosis really is. Hypnosis is simply a state of focused awareness where your conscious mind relaxes and your subconscious mind becomes receptive. Let me break it down. Your mind is like an iceberg. The tip of the water, that's your conscious mind, your logic, your reasoning, your willpower. So now, below the surface, that massive body, that's your subconscious. That's the part that's running 90% of your life. So everything you are doing, your habits, your automatic responses, everything you do, it's 90% of you run on your subconscious. So what hypnosis allows us to do is communicate directly with that deeper part, that subconscious level, where the beliefs are, the habits, the emotions, the fears, the programming of your life. So now imagine you are rewriting that, planting that new belief that actually serves your goals. That's releasing anxiety, that's amplifying confidence, that's restoring trust in your relationship, overcoming any blocks you may have, building drive and focus. That's the real work. And the way we do that is, again, think of that iceberg. So you have that top layer, which is that ice, and then that very small ice. Then you have the water, and then the bottom you have all that. That is your subconscious. This is your conscious. Now the way that you get to the subconscious is, as a hypnotist, you got to know that the critical mind, or the water that's beneath all that's in between the conscious and subconscious, you need to know how to break that barrier. And we'll talk about that a little bit more here. So what I'm going to explain now is what's called the theory of mind. This is a training that I received, which was amazing. I loved it. And it really taught me this powerful module called the theory of mind. So just to sum it up, because this is something I do speak to my clients on the first sessions, because I do like to explain how the mind works and how we are receptive and suggestible to things. Let's start off with the first one. So the conscious mind, again, the top of that iceberg, that's your decision making, your logic, your reasoning, your for example, if you know that you shouldn't be smoking cigarettes, that's you telling yourself, I shouldn't be smoking cigarettes. But now here comes that critical filter I was talking about, that critical mind, that water barrier. If you're talking about the iceberg, it's that mental bouncer. It resists that change. So if I tell myself, man, I shouldn't be smoking, but in my subconscious mind, I'm just used to smoking. That's my 90% of my life. My automatic response is that I'm just like, hey, I need to smoke a cigarette. So no matter how many times I tell myself I shouldn't be smoking, because I cannot bypass that critical mind filter, that bouncer, it will never get there. So the third one is the subconscious mind. Again, this is where habits are, your memories, your traumas, your identity. And the way this is built is, between the ages of 0 to 8, your subconscious mind is wide open. So everything goes in. This is why kids are so suggestible, and this is why parents should always be aware of what your children are watching, what are they hearing. It's everything just sticks to you, and that's why you'll remember even now at, like, no matter how old you are. Maybe you could be 50 years old, 60 years old. You're still gonna have some memories from when you were young, because these are ingrained in your subconscious mind. And what that means is that the patterns you're living out today were installed from your childhood. So when we enter the hypnotic state, we bypass that critical filter. So now we can install new beliefs that your subconscious accepts. This is how real transformation happens. Now, how I use hypnosis in my line of work, in my practice. Here's where I make it personal. I don't just do traditional hypnotherapy where I read off of scripts or, I look up what the symptom may be. Like if you're looking to speak to me for anxiety, I don't go and really look into books and read all that because I have hours and hours of training, and I've hypnotized a lot of people already, and I have that skill set. So my system, the way I work is I combine some conscious reprogramming. Depending on what your needs are, I do work with energetic clearing. So what this means is I work with breath work, with emotional freedom techniques, also known as EFT, and some energy healing as well. I do also work as a personal trainer with physical optimization. So I align this as well with training, nutrition, libido wellness, and I also do a lot of visualization, imagery journeys, sorry, and spiritual alignment through faith and intuition. So when I work with men, for example, that are dealing with performance issues, whether that's physical, emotional, or with vitality, it's rarely just physical. There's always a subconscious block that's been there. So maybe they were shamed as a child. Maybe they carry some guilt. Maybe there's just a loss of connection with their purpose or who they are. I guide them through these layers. I give releasing of the subconscious fear. I rewrite their identity. I align them with who they are, activate new habits through repetition and reinforcement. And when it comes down to couples, it's the same thing. I teach communication, presence, trust building. And yes, sometimes we use energetic tools like breath work or even sacred touch practices inspired by other methods that will be helpful, but are always grounded in the principles of respect and divine union. With me, it's not just therapy, it's a complete transformation. So, what's next in this podcast, or what's next in this journey we have? Let me leave you with this. You are not created to live on autopilot. You weren't built to carry shame, fear, or self doubt. God didn't create you to survive life and just keep going. He created you to unlock it, to find a purpose of what is life. Hypnosis is just one key. So it's the one tool that helps you take back control from patterns you didn't even know that were running the show. And this kind of breaks it down of what hypnosis is, what it isn't, and how it could help you. So in my next few episodes, I'm planning on sharing how to use self hypnosis for self confidence, how tools for male vitality and intimacy. I can also do that for a female as well. The mindset strategies to go from overthinking to achieving, sorry. And also maybe even throw in some faith-based energetic techniques that don't compromise your spirit. So if this resonated with you, share it. Leave a review, leave a comment, tag someone who needs this. And most importantly, remember this: transformation doesn't come from information. It comes from activation. So let's unlock your next level. Thank you for your time. I will see you on the next one. Follow my social medias. Reach out to me if you would like to work on one-on-one. And have a great day.